I'm not going back to Haiti. Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro.
Sources confirming to News Nation that 1,700 National Guard troops are being deployed across the country to help ICE with President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigrants in the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth authorizing the support through mid-November. The Pentagon telling News Nation that troops will be deployed to 19 states that you see here on the map. News Nation's Libby Dean live at the White House. So, Libby, you just spoke with the border czar. What did he say?
What's up, everyone? You watch it on air, Nick Java podcast here on YouTube. Guys, please like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of all my upcoming video releases. All right, guys, so we are jumping on into today's video. 1,700 troops are to be mobilized to assist ICE. That's right. Let's jump back into this clip.
Yeah, Kelly, I mean, this is one of Trump's top immigration officials, and we were the first to actually learn the operational details on those nearly 2,000 National Guard troops soon to be deployed to the 19 states, and what they're going to do is aid ICE operations. Here's Trump's border czar Tom Homan exclusively to News Nation explaining what those operations will look like.
If it doesn't require immigration authority to make an arrest, they can do things like transportation, infrastructure, intelligence, and support mechanism, and that's what they're going to do. And that puts more ICE officers badging guns on the street, because they're going to do the duties that don't require that badging gun and immigration authority. So they're a force multiplier. It helps us arrest the bad guy quicker, and it makes it more efficient.
So what we were learning even before this interview with Trump's top immigration official is the Pentagon confirming earlier today to News Nation that 1,700 National Guard troops are going to be mobilized in the coming weeks to 19 states. You're looking at those states on your screen. Some of them include Alabama, Florida, Texas, Virginia, but 19 states in total. And Texas is actually expected to see the largest Guard presence. And the Pentagon stating operations will continue at least through mid-November, and they could go further than that. Now, Homan didn't get into the specifics of what this will actually look like, but he did say that it is possible in certain cities that these National Guard troops could arrest alleged illegal immigrants, and it could just not specifically be ICE making those arrests. So that's going to be something we're going to be watching for. But also some news here, Homan vowing to follow the judge's order to shut down Alligator Alcatraz. This was some news. The immigration detention facility in Florida is, of course, what Alligator Alcatraz is. And Homan saying that they will ultimately comply with the judge's order to shut that down, but that they will appeal it. So we'll see what that looks like moving forward, Kelly.
So Tom Homan has basically said, he is the ICE director, and he is saying, yeah, we are going to flood Boston and, get out any illegals. That's right, guys. And the mayor of Boston is losing it a little bit and having some trouble with this. And, for the life of me, I do not understand why a lot of Democrats are continually trying to take up for illegal immigrants. Whatever. Let's check out this clip from Mayor Michelle Wu real quick.
Stop attacking our cities to hide your administration's failures. Unlike the Trump administration, Boston follows the law. And Boston will not back down from who we are and what we stand for. Boston will never back down from being a beacon of freedom and a home for everyone.
So the showdown over sanctuary policies comes to a head in Boston, and Democratic Mayor Michelle Wu defies a deadline from Attorney General Pam Bondi to comply with immigration enforcement. Joining us now is Patricia Hyde. She's Boston ICE Acting Field Office Director. It's good to have you here. I'm going to pull up for everybody here. This is call for number 1, I believe. The worst offenders released in Boston despite ICE detainers, and you've got some real winners on here from...
Yeah, guys, for the life of me, I don't understand why a lot of these mayors or these Democrat players in the political game here, I don't understand why they are so hell-bent on keeping these terrible offenders who are here illegally in the country. I just don't understand it. You guys let me know in the comments what you actually think about this. But you guys can look right here. Okay, so we've got this first person on the far left here, Julio Soto Herrera, 44. Fentanyl trafficking, possession of a firearm. The next one, drug trafficking crimes, assaulting a police officer. The next one, indecent assault, 2 counts, battery on a child. Then the next one, drug and weapons crimes. And then the next one, rape of a Massachusetts resident. See, it really dumbfounds me that the Democrats are fighting so hard to keep people like this in the actual country. It's like they're on the wrong side of every single issue these days. I don't understand it. It's like if Trump was like, hey, cancer's bad, they would end up running a campaign saying that cancer is a great idea. I don't get it. I don't understand it. We're going to look right here at this next field officer. This is one of their lead field officers in that area. So let's check out what she has to say about this.
Does Boston have many more of these characters in its midst?
Boston has plenty more of those characters. Unfortunately, this is every day in Boston. The amount of criminals who are unlawfully here, who are released by the city of Boston and the state of Massachusetts, is unprecedented, and it's a public safety crisis.
So people might remember this is a Haitian migrant shouting at President Trump. We can play that for everybody here. This was January 22nd. Just a reminder, everybody, this was in Boston.
I'm not going back to Haiti. Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro.
And then Boston yesterday, the mayor came out and said, not only are we going to defy the attorney general, but she also has this as part of the Trust Act in Boston in terms of the sanctuary policy. The provisions have been instrumental in fostering a safe and welcoming environment for all residents, ensuring that immigrants can engage with local law enforcement without fear of deportation, thereby enhancing public safety and community trust. How do you look at that? Because I think that in practice, you're saying that is not what is happening.
Yeah, see, I don't get it. I don't see how they think that somehow them keeping these people in the country is somehow safe for our actual citizens here. It's almost like this Boston Mayor Wu. It's almost like the people that think like this. It's how does this make our country better? We're getting the losers and the bottom of the barrel type people from other countries to come over here and just commit all these horrific crimes. And, the politicians in these cities are pro criminal activity, which is crazy. It's crazy to me. They put a slap on their hand when they do stuff and then they get out. I don't get it. These are all these sanctuary cities where they don't really enforce they don't enforce law enforcement. You guys let me know in the comments what you actually think about this. When it comes to these sanctuary cities, and the U.S. government, the federal government shouldn't overstep lines, but there is ways that they can finagle these types of things. However, Trump acting in Washington, D.C., using the National Guard and any other federal agency, that is totally doable. That is him acting within the realm of law. D.C. does not have a governor. So the president of the United States acts as the governor of Washington, D.C., considering D.C. is a federal area. So that's what you're seeing there. And National Guard, backing up ICE agents. Well, if we didn't have crazy stuff happening where, you have all these people that are acting psycho to these ICE agents and stuff like that, then none of this would be happening, but they wouldn't need the National Guard. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. Let's keep it going.
Sanctuary policies don't make anyone safer. They don't make the community safer. And as far as, the city of Boston and Mayor Wu not backing down, the men and women of ICE are not backing down. Unlike Mayor Wu, I was born and raised in Massachusetts. I grew up in Boston, and I know what a safe Boston looks like, and this isn't it. I know what a Boston looked like before sanctuary policies in the last 4 years under the previous administration. This is a public safety crisis. Sanctuary policies don't make anyone safer. It's just common sense. If you're here illegally, you've already shown a predisposition to not respect the laws of the country. And when you're here and you commit a crime, you should be turned over to ICE. That's common sense and returned back to where you came from.
Practically, then, how do you work within Boston and Massachusetts given this situation?
I prefer to say we like to work smarter, not harder, but we find ways to work around it. And the men and women of ICE, unlike Mayor Wu, we took an oath and we swore to uphold our oath to protect the cities and the communities in where we work and where we live. And that's what we're going to do. Despite the obstacles, the men and women of ICE Boston and men and women of ICE in the whole entire country, that's what they do every day. While Mayor Wu is up having a press conference in talking about not working with ICE, the men and women of ICE are out working, making her community safer.
You guys saw on the map earlier all the states that they're actually sending the National Guard to in order to back up ICE. And, you know, guys, if the people weren't acting so insane, you know, then none of this would have to be going on. I think what a lot of these Democrat politicians and people that are commentary folks online and on YouTube and stuff like that, I think one thing they're forgetting is the majority of people voted for Trump to clean up the country and deport people. So they keep playing this game. And, you know, I don't understand why Democrats are always on the losing end of all of these topics. You would think that they would want to keep our citizens, you know, safe. But evidently, that's not what they're doing. They're more interested in, you know, allowing people like Kilmore Abrego Garcia, who is a known MS-13 member and affiliate, to actually, you know, commit all these crimes and nothing happens, you know, but he is actually getting sent to Uganda from what I'm understanding. He is getting deported. He is a criminal illegal. And, you know, you got to get out of here, man. You got to get on, man. And you guys, if we didn't have stuff like this next clip, and I will say this, guys, in closing, Trump does not have federal powers over states per se, but he can send federal agencies into states to complete these federal raids. Here's the last clip, guys.
Garbage? Are you ICE garbage? Mom, let's go. Mom, who are you? What's your name? Are you ICE? Oh, you don't want me to take a picture of your face? Is that because you're ICE? What are you doing? Who are you? Who are you? What is this? What is all this? What is this? Huh? What is this? Is this ICE? Are you an ICE piece of shit? Is that what you are? Are you some ICE piece of shit? Is that what you are? Because you won't say your name? Is that what you are? You some ICE piece of shit? Are you some ICE garbage person? Is that what you are? You must be, or you would have said. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you some ICE piece of shit? You some ICE piece of shit? Huh? Some ICE piece of shit? Is that what you are? Is that what you are? Is that what you are? Some ICE piece of shit? Fucking ICE garbage? Are you ICE garbage? Is that what you are? ICE garbage? Is that what you are?